Hey, frugal friends, and check out this greenhouse. It's packed full of plants right now. And this isn't even probably, oh gosh, this is probably around 75%, maybe even a little less than that, of all the ones that we're going to be having for the plant sale. So over here we have peppers and tomatoes and tomatillos way back there in the back, those tall ones. And then we have some flowers across the back, and then along here is all mainly herbs back here, and then greens over here. And then there's some more that you don't see. They're behind you, and they're everywhere. And by the time the plant sale comes around, it's going to be packed. So yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on that and how the greenhouse is going, because somebody asked about that recently. But the actual purpose for this video is because Farmer G tagged me to do a video. I can't remember what it's called, but it's in the name of the video. So fortunately, there was some silliness that went down with that. He tagged me and asked me if I wanted to be in the video, and then I didn't get the message, and then later on he was like, okay, I took it out, and did it without it. And so I was like, oh no, with that message I got. And so I was really excited to be in the tag video. And so even though he didn't officially say it in his video, he originally intended to tag me, and so I'm really thankful that he did, because Farmer G's my good friend, and so I'm really excited to be doing this collab with him. So anyway, there are 5 questions, and then we basically answer them, and we all have our own take on why we do different things and all of this sort of stuff. So let me go ahead and get started. The first question is, why do you garden? And this one is really a good one, because I love gardening because it's like growing money. Look at this, friends. Look at this. Do you know how much this cost to make? I mean, I've had this pot for a while now. It came from the dollar store. It's really cute, actually. And then just a tiny bit of soil thrown in the bottom of this, and then some super cheap seeds. If you missed my video on the cheap seeds, I will link the video and will point you to that direction. But yeah, it's super, super easy to do. Anyone can grow. And look how much lettuce this is. And this is just a tiny little pot. Anyone with any size of a balcony, any kind of a porch, if you have, a little bit of room in your backyard, I would think you would be super surprised at how much food that you can grow in that amount of space with not even a whole lot of work and not a whole lot of expense. So I love growing food because this is totally fun. I think it's so much fun, but it also can save a fair amount of money on the grocery bills. And so definitely that is the reason why I like to garden. The second question is, why do you YouTube? And honestly, this is the same thing that I have as a theme of my life, pretty much. Like, my whole goal in life is to help people pretty much in any way that I am able to. And so why do I homeschool? It's to help my kids. Why do I want to be a real estate agent? It's because I want to help people, retain more of their income and not be sold, mortgages that really don't work for them, and have someone that's an advocate on their side that's actually helping them and not just trying to be a pushy salesman. So just in general, it's going to help people if I take on that role and that job. So it's the same on YouTube. I originally started it because I felt like I had some knowledge that I had to share, and I wanted to help people. I have stayed, though, because of the community, because it's so much fun to get to interact with all of you and to make all these fun friends that are all over the country, all over the world. And so it's great fun. And so while, being able to help people is what brought me here, the community is what really keeps me here. So thank you for being here, and I hope that I'm able to be helpful to you. The next question is, how long have you been gardening? So I think I told this story a while back, but when I was a little kid, I tried to garden at the rental where I had a little pot, and somebody killed my plants, and so I was super sad about that. But it really did motivate me to want to be a homeowner, so that I could eventually have a garden of my own and maintain it. And so even before I was a homeowner, so I think the first garden, the real garden I planted, I was 18 and living in a camping trailer, trying to save up enough money to buy our house, which is the last house that you guys saw, if you've been following my channel for any amount of time. So I guess I've been gardening for 16 years, so pretty good long time, and I've learned a lot over that time frame. And honestly, you don't need to have that much experience, because some things in the gardening world is really simple and really easy. And so yeah, while I've been gardening a long time and I've learned a lot, it's still a simple concept. What do you grow? So I kind of went over that when I was doing the quick, pointing out of the stuff that I have behind me, but I pretty much grow a lot of stuff. pretty much a little bit of everything, but I mainly like to grow the things that are either really hard to find in the grocery store, the things that we use the most, or the things that are expensive. And so I try to funnel my, time and my energy into those things. I've only grown sweet potatoes once because A, we don't eat a ton of sweet potatoes, B, they're really not that expensive and they're not hard to find, and so it didn't seem like the best use of my time. Or my resources and space and whatnot. But there are other things that we do eat all the time. Like, we love lettuce, so I'm gonna grow lettuce like every single year. But yeah, we mainly grow all of the stuff that we eat or stuff that's hard to find, like kohlrabi. I love kohlrabi. It's like super delicious. I love it so much. My family probably wishes that I don't like it or didn't like it as much as I do, because they're not as big of a fan. But since I'm a fan of it, we cook it, a fair amount. Not a ton, but enough, I guess, in their opinions. But anyway, so yeah, stuff that's just hard to find and other stuff like that, And then the last one is, what are your favorite things to grow? I would say that my favorite plant to grow is green beans. I don't especially love green beans. I mean, we eat them a fair amount and we like them. But the reason I really like growing green beans is because they're such a fun little plant. Like, you poke the little beans in there, they grow like immediately, which is nice. So there's like instant gratification almost. But they don't take forever to sprout, and they're not hard to grow. And then the plants themselves are really neat. Like, they have these little leaves that they, obviously all plants have leaves, but they move their leaves. So they'll put them in the morning, they'll point them toward the sun, and then as the sun is going across the sky, like little solar panels, they like track the sun until it goes over to the side, and then when the sun goes down, they like tuck them down, like perfectly parallel with their stem. It's the weirdest thing, and it's so neat. They like put them down, and then, there's no issues with the wind or whatever else at night, and then the next day comes up and they poke them back up and then track the sun again. And so they seem like the plant that's the most alive. Like, lettuce doesn't really respond much other than the fact that it grows, but like beans are really responsive, like, to the elements and different things like that. And so I just really like them. They're super easy to grow, and they're really neat, fun plants. They don't really get attacked by a whole ton of, insects or whatever. And so, yeah, I know that was a lot of talking over something so silly, but yes, so green beans, I guess, are my favorite plant to grow. So thank you, Farmer G, so much for tagging me in this video. You guys need to go check out his channel if you haven't. He has a really cool video. I mean, I seriously love it. On this setup that he has, this aquaponic setup with a fish tank and then plants that he's growing with the water that recirculates. And he put this in his dining room. And I seriously think with all of the holes that he has, there, and the climate controlled area of his kitchen, I seriously think that he could probably grow greens like all year with this setup. Just have stuff and then maybe be rotating and constantly kind of, filling in with the spots that, are bare or whatever, and putting in new, and just keep it going pretty much continuously. And so I seriously am a huge fan of like little inventions and projects and things like that, and he did a fabulous job with it. So if you like this sort of stuff too, I'm going to link the video below. Or in the card if it'll let me, if YouTube will let me. You gotta go check it out. It's really super cool. Thank you again for tagging me, dear friend Farmer G. And the people that I tag in this video would be My Frugal Life and Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. So thanks for watching the video. I will keep you updated on how the plant sale goes as well, for those of you that are interested in that. But I've already done a lot of stuff as far as, how we set this stuff up, the seed starting schedule and all that sort of thing. And so haven't been doing any of that this year because that's already stuff I've already put out and I don't want to be redundant. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Frugal Green Girl.